Hello my dear friends, welcome back to another MS SQL class. Now in the previous class, if you remember, we had gone through primary key, then unique key, then check constraint, default key constraint and foreign key. Now in this class, we will learn that how to create all these things in a single line. So for example, if you see here in line number 64, I have created a table that is named as test01, test underscore 01. Now inside a table, we have to define columns, that is fields. So the first column I have taken is ID because I'm creating a dummy table here, like for creating a table to maintain the database for employees in an organization. Let's take that scenario for example. So this will be the ID of employees. This will be the name of the employees. ID is the field, name is the next field. Then this will be the city field for the employees, that is which employee belongs to which city. Then this is the phone field, that is phone numbers for the employees. And then we have the DOB, that is date of birth field for the employees. Now primary key is the one that always accepts unique values, and that will be always not null, that is it will always accept not null values and it will always accept unique values. And a primary key in a table can be only one. So normally what we do, the ID of the employee or the ID of a student, say for example, we normally make it as a primary key because that will act as a fantastic unique identifier. So if I define it as ID and give it the data type as char6 and make it not null, so this ID column will not accept any null value. It will not accept any null value. And then I assign it as the primary key. That means it will accept only unique values. It won't accept duplicate values. Alright, so not null and unique values will be only allowed to be created under this ID column, and the data type is char and the maximum data type length is 6. Then the name, speaking in a singular basis, normally name we do not assign it as any kind of key because there are several problems, like many people may have the same name, so that can create confusion. So better to avoid it to be used as any kind of key. Then we have the city column, that is which employee belongs to which kind of city. And here I have created this default key constraint which will be implicated on the city column. Okay, that is city varchar 40 default Delhi. So it means what? Now, just like the previous class default key constraint only had explained, that is if any value under the city column goes blank, that is goes null, then it will be replaced. The null value will be replaced by this value Delhi. Alright. Then we have the phone column. Again, the same thing from the previous class, that is in phone column we normally make it as a unique key. That is we apply unique key constraint on the phone column. That is all the phone numbers of an employee all the phone numbers of employees must be unique. And one thing that unique key constraint allows is that particular column on which I am applying this unique key constraint, which is phone in this case, can have maximum one null value. Alright, not more than one, because if we have two null values, then there won't be any uniqueness. So no duplicacy is allowed here. All the values under this column should be unique. At most one null value is allowed when a column is basically defined as a unique key. Then we have this DOB, date of birth column for the employees, and the data type is date that I have fixed, that is year, month and date format. And here I'm applying the check constraint, just like the previous videos example only. Here also I'm applying check constraint, and check constraint is basically used to set maximum or minimum limits. Like the DOB, this column, DOB column is going to accept the date of birth values which will be greater than or equal to this particular value, that is 1981-01-05. Nothing less than this will be accepted. So this is the minimum limit. Alright, 1980-01-05 won't be acceptable here. 1981-01-04 won't be acceptable here. Alright, anything greater than equals to 1981-01-05 will be only allowed to be entered into this under this column for this table. Like 1982 is fine, 1981-01-06 is fine. Alright. So let us insert some values. Insert into test underscore 01 values, and let us give this as C1001, the ID of the employee, name say Sagar Kumar, for example. Alright, just random dummy names I'm using for just explanation purpose of your class. Then city I'm giving it as say Delhi, and then we have phone number, any random number of anything of any data type length you can give, but must be less than equals to 20. Then date of birth. Now try to give date of birth as 1980-01-05. Alright, so here ID is fine. Here Sagar Kumar name I'm giving for the employee. To which city the person belongs, that I'm defining as Delhi, or in place of Delhi we can keep it as Chennai, say for example. Then I'm inserting a value for the phone number, and then I'm entering the value for date of birth, which is 1980-01-05. Now logically speaking, everything is fine apart from this date of birth thing, because it is violating the minimum limit or the lower limit of the DOB column. It must be greater than or equals to 1981-01-05, and 1980-01-05 is less than this, so an error should be displayed. Okay, we have to create this table first. Create table, and for that better to use at first, whenever you're beginning your query, this is like a query only, you must first use the database. Like here my database is class 1. You must first apply this use command before it, so as to use it, because under this only you will be able to manage your tables. Alright, then create this table and select execute. Commands completed successfully. Now go to line number 69 and 70, try to create it. See, the error is shown. Insert statement conflicted with the check constraint because of this DOB. So we can make it as say 1982, and now this record will be permitted inside the table. Execute, one row affected, and we can write the command here to see the table. Select asterisk from test underscore 01 and execute. See, the first row is created. Now let us see insert into test underscore 01. Now here I'm not going to give any value for the ID column. Alright, I'm going to keep it blank. So in such a scenario, when I don't want to enter any value for this ID column, it's better here to go for the specification of fields, where you can specify the fields as per as the user's desire. So I will specify the fields for which I want to enter my values: name, city, phone, and date of birth. And accordingly we have to provide the values also. For name you can give it as any say Jaya Srikant. Then city you can give it as say Pune. Phone number, any random thing you can give, like 1 2 3 4 5. Date of birth, got to say it's 1986 01 01. This is just a random name and random record that I've created, that I want to create here. So name value has been inserted, city value has been inserted, phone number has been inserted, date of birth has been inserted, and the date of birth is definitely greater than 1981-01-05. So here I have not specified the ID column and hence not specified the value for it. So SQL, what it does, it will basically it will insert a null value for this particular record under the ID column. It will insert a null value under the ID column, But because I have set this ID column as my primary key constraint with the condition that it won't accept null values also, hence this particular record won't be permitted to be inserted inside the table. See, cannot insert the value null. Null value cannot be inserted under the primary key constraint. Okay. So let me copy this and create. So suppose I am the manager, or I am working some sort of role where I've got to manage this kind of a database. So immediately what will I do? I will give a particular ID to this particular person, C1002. And here, if you want, you can keep it as ID also. So now I'm specifying the field name ID, which previously I didn't specify, and accordingly I am providing a value here for this ID column C1002, and now there shouldn't be any kind of problem. Execute, one row affected, go to line number 68, execute, and here you go, 2 rows have been created. So we have checked the default key constraint, we have checked the primary key constraint. Now let us do one thing, that is, let us try to give a duplicate value for the phone column. ID, let it be C1003. Jaya Shri, let this name be Maya Shri. City be Pune. Phone number, let this phone number be 12345. Alright, and date of birth, let it be 1989. Now what will happen is that in such a scenario, when you're entering the fields, when you're entering the values for all the fields, no need to specify the desired fields. In this scenario, as you're providing basically 5 values, so accordingly these 5 values will be inserted into this table for these 5 columns. C1003 under the ID column. It is unique, definitely unique. There is no repetition of it anywhere. It does not exist. So for its first time entry, it will be acceptable, and it is not null also. Maya Sri under the name, Pune under the city, phone number 12345, and date of birth is 1981 and 1989-0101, which is greater than 1981-0105. The problem is this 12345 phone number, if it is inserted with respect to the third record, then it will check that phone column has been already set as my unique key. Alright, phone column has been set as the unique key. That means duplicate values won't be allowed. Already 12345 phone number exists for this Jaya Srikant, and for Maya Shri, she has the same number. So SQL won't allow this record to be inserted, because here the constraint on the phone column is it must accept unique values. But if this value is inserted in the third row, and that is into the third record, then that constraint, that limit will be violated, which it will not allow to happen. So let us see. Execute and see, violation of unique key constraint. It is with respect to my phone number, because this value 12345 already exists for a record, and again this same number I am giving for some other record. So better to change it 12346, and there shouldn't be any kind of problem here. Execute, and here we go to line number 68, execute, and that's it. Third row, this particular record has now been permitted to be inserted inside the table. And now let us check for our default key constraint, that is insert into, say I have to give a unique value here for the ID. Alright, then for name, say suppose it is Kapil, I am keeping it as Kapil, and this I am Kapil Kant, for example. A random name just came into my mind, and I am removing the city from here. Alright, phone number has to be unique, say it is 12347, and let the date of birth, it has to follow the check constraint, that is it must be greater than or equals to the minimum limit of the DOB, which is 1981.01.05. So let it be 1989. It will be greater than 1981. So what am I doing here? Now for ID I am giving a value which is C1004, which is not null and unique. It does not exist for its first entry, hence it will be allowed, because till now I have not executed this particular line of code. So C1004 does not exist anywhere, so it will be unique value, and then according to seeing the unique value, it will be permitted inside the table, and it's not null also. For name we have Kapil Kant, and I don't want to give the city by myself. All right, I am avoiding the city column and hence its value. Phone number is there, it is definitely unique, 12347. It is not there here, so it will be permitted. It is a unique value, and my date of birth is definitely greater than 1981.01.05. So check constraint is followed here, unique key constraint is followed here, and primary key constraint is also followed here. And for the default key constraint, I am not specifying the city column here, and hence I am not giving any value for the city also in this particular line number 82. So what will happen now? SQL, what it will do is that under the city column for this particular record C1004, it will enter a null value. Under the city column for this particular record C1004, it will enter a null value under the city. All right. But because I have set a default key constraint on the city column, that means the null value will be replaced by the default value. And what is the default value that I have set for this default key constraint? It is Delhi. That anywhere if I miss out the value, if I miss out the value for city, then Delhi will be inserted in that place for that particular record. So here the value under city won't be null, it will be rather Delhi because of the default key constraint. All right, now after running it, go up and select asterisk from test 01, and here you go, no problem with this. C1004 Kapil Kant, Delhi. See, phone number 12347, date of birth, everything has been inserted. The city column value for this particular record, it is not blank, it is rather Delhi. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you.